Crypto Kids, Eid Mubarak, and welcome back to another video. The market was super frightened because Bitcoin dumped down to 67.5K. The reason for this was the CPI data, which over on the Crypto Kids community, I alerted everyone just before it came out saying that, look, Bitcoin for 12 times in a row after the core CPI release, Bitcoin experienced an average of 1.096% dump towards the downside. And I mentioned that the CME gap will likely be closed for Bitcoin when the market opens. And so far, Bitcoin has done exactly that. But the question everybody's asking, will this reversal towards the upside continue, or will Bitcoin now, after finding support or resistance at this previous bear flag support, will it continue dumping back to the 66.7K area? So in today's video, that's what I'll be mentioning. And guys and girls, on the macro time frame, even if Bitcoin dumps in the short term, there is a piece of information that can take Bitcoin to 100K before the end of April. And if this happens, there will be literally hundreds of billions of dollars worth of capital flowing into Bitcoin, so stay tuned until the end. Bitcoin has now broken above the prior support of the bear flag. If it continues pumping, then we can expect some resistance at the 69.1K area. The reason why I do not trade this CPI event, because, for 12 times in a row, Bitcoin has dumped, right? And the reason why I don't trade this, and the reason why I haven't made a video earlier on this topic, is because Bitcoin gets super volatile on economic events. And usually when there is that volatility, a lot of traders get wrecked in the market. So I personally do not trade economic news events. But for the future, if we do have a core CPI data release, then Bitcoin will likely have a dump towards the downside. And if you would be considering to trade that and short that in the future, then you can do so using Bitflex with the link in the description below to get up to $68,000 worth in rewards once you sign up. But in the meantime, Bitcoin is pumping back, trying to hit 69K. At 69.1, we'll probably face some resistance, but if we smash above it, then Bitcoin will have another opportunity to break above the bullish pennant resistance. So I think Bitcoin is being presented a golden opportunity here to break this pennant once again, because as you know, we got faked out a couple of days back. And this was because there was just not enough volume for Bitcoin to break above the resistance line. If we look at what happened in 2020, when Bitcoin was breaking out of this bullish pennant, Bitcoin had a significant surge in volume before doing so. And until we experience that, I don't think Bitcoin will be able to break out successfully. In terms of my trades, I'm in a long position since 43K. We did that together on this channel, and I added some capital at 71.9K. This is a position trade because in the macro, I do believe that Bitcoin can experience a huge pump towards the upside, even though in the short term, going in towards the halving, maybe Bitcoin will dump, but that's okay. In the long term, I think Bitcoin will smash above prior all-time highs and reach a new level of $90,000 to $95,000 to be a little bit more exact. And since the CME gap is closed now, I think Bitcoin has that room for pumping a little bit more. And that pretty much concludes my analysis for Bitcoin. We are avoiding a Consensio breakdown, so that's incredible. But if we do see this red candle this week, then yeah, Consensio will be flipping bearish. Until that happens, I'm still bullish on the markets. But once these two SMAs flip into each other, then I will be a little bit more bearish and consider exiting out of some long positions. In the macro, we're still bullish. RSI is in the 70 region, and Bitcoin usually tops out at the 90 region when RSI hits an overbought level of 90. Now we can go on to the news that has been making me very bullish, actually, and giving me the indication that potentially Bitcoin can reach 100K by the end of this month if it comes true. And just very quickly, the CPI data, the core CPI data came out at 3.8%, same as the last one. And the normal inflation rate, which does not discount food, energy, and housing, that went up to 3.5%. So interest rates are staying higher. It means that, the inflation rate is staying higher, meaning that interest rates will probably stay higher as well for a long amount of time. And that's why the stock market has been reversing because the dollar has been gaining some strength. And if the dollar gains strength, then usually other assets denominated under the US dollar decrease in value because people swap their money, their local money into dollars and put it into the bank to get a high interest rate for longer amounts of time. And that's why Bitcoin has been dumping, because the S&P 500, which is correlated with Bitcoin at this moment in time, was also dumping simultaneously. So the news that has been making me incredibly bullish is this. So the Hong Kong ETFs that we've been talking about for so many weeks on this channel may get approved, according to Bloomberg, this month. And guys and girls, if these Hong Kong ETFs get approved this month after the halving, then I cannot imagine the bullish sentiment that we'll be having, because, well, hundreds of billions of dollars, more so than what we can potentially experience into the US ETFs, could be coming in to these Asian spot Bitcoin ETFs. We'll be unlocking Chinese capital, Singaporean capital, Japanese capital, South Korean capital, which historically is known for the kimchi premium. And once South Koreans buy Bitcoin, let me know if you are South Korean. By the way, you guys are absolutely fantastic. I really do hope to visit your country one day. The kimchi premium, I mean, pumps Bitcoin towards the upside. So I think the Asian capital entering to the market more vigorously will cause the price of Bitcoin to skyrocket. And on top of this, we know that a lot of Asian investors have been pulling out of their local stock markets in China specifically to invest in other markets like the US markets and the European markets. So once they have the opportunity to get into Bitcoin, I really do think that Bitcoin should pump towards the upside in the macro time frame, regardless of a short-term dump. But guys and girls, that was a very short video. I am late for dinner. My parents are already killing me for doing the moon show during Eid, but have a beautiful day with friends and family, and I'll be seeing you all on the next update very soon. Take care, everyone, and bye-bye.